The story of Noah's Ark is one of the most fascinating and intriguing stories known to mankind. It can be found in virtually 200 accounts all around the world on almost every continent. However, many people today believe Noah's Ark and the flood are just myths or some altered version of ancient beliefs. Of all the stories in the Bible, Noah's Ark and the Great Flood is one of the most controversial. Is it all true? Did it really happen? How did it happen? And if it is true, is there evidence for the flood found in geology and historical records around the world? In this video, we will be answering epic and monumental questions such as, is there worldwide historical evidence for the Great Flood? Why do so many people dismiss the Great Flood and believe it's a myth? Why would God send such a catastrophic flood upon the earth? So climb aboard and stay tuned as we take a journey through time and witness one of the greatest miracles that ever existed. Now, is there worldwide historical evidence for the Great Flood? The Great Flood account is mentioned in writings or oral traditions found all around the world. In fact, as mentioned, it's referred to in around 200 accounts. These flood legends are common across a wide range of cultures, extending back to shortly after the flood account. These accounts depict a flood, sometimes global in scale, usually sent by a deity or deities to destroy civilization as an act of divine judgment. They are found on virtually every continent and share very similar themes. This is so because Noah's descendants stayed together until God confused their languages at the Tower of Babel, and they scattered as found in Genesis 11. As the various people groups spread around the globe, the story of the flood was so important and monumental that it was taken with them and shared. Over time, the Great Flood account became embedded in their respective histories and cultures. The oldest known written account of a global flood is the Babylonian epic of Gilgamesh from the 18th century BC. However, the most significant account of Noah and the Great Flood is found in the Bible in Genesis chapter 6 through 8. It's also mentioned 47 times throughout the Bible with references in 9 different books such as Genesis, Chronicles, Isaiah, Ezekiel, Matthew, Luke, Hebrews, and 1st and 2nd Peter. This means Moses, Isaiah, Ezekiel, Jesus, the Apostle Peter, the writer of Hebrews, all attest to the truthfulness of this catastrophic event as being literal and real. What is very notable is the fact that Jesus referenced Noah and the flood 5 times in the gospel accounts. This is weighty evidence of the reality and truthfulness of Noah's Ark and the Great Flood because Jesus referred to it as being a literal event, not some myth or fairy tale. Now, there is no other historical figure who has influenced the world more than Jesus. No one comes even close to comparing with him. So if we don't believe Noah and the Great Flood were actually real events, we would be making Jesus out to be a liar or a lunatic. Now, why do so many people dismiss the Great Flood and believe it's a myth? The creation of the universe, along with Noah and the Great Flood, are some of the most attacked writings by critics. Why is this so? I believe it's because creation deals with the fact that we have a divine creator to whom we must give an account. Sinful humanity desires to be the Lord of their lives and refuses to submit to their Creator. In order to justify their sinful lifestyles, they attempt to eradicate their Creator so they can do as they please. This is the root source of evolution. It denies the existence of God and tries to explain the existence of the universe by time and random chance. However, everywhere we look, we see intelligent design, which attests to the existence of God. So just look around and notice everywhere you go and everything that you see, and you will see intelligent design everywhere. According to God, every person knows in the depths of their hearts that God exists. Therefore, there is really no such thing as an atheist. Romans 1:18 through 21 addresses why there is really no such thing as an atheist. It says, "For the wrath of God is revealed from heaven against all ungodliness and unrighteousness of people who suppress the truth in unrighteousness." Now notice, because that which is known about God is evident within them, for God made it evident to them. For since the creation of the world, His invisible attributes, that is, His eternal power and divine nature, have been clearly perceived, being understood by what is made, so that, listen carefully, they are without excuse. So according to God, there is no such thing as an atheist, because He has made Himself known to them through His Spirit, that He's given them a conscience, He has given them creation to see, so it says that there is no one that has an excuse. So there is no such thing, according to God and His Word, as an atheist. It continues, "For even though they knew God, they did not honor Him as God or give thanks, but they became futile in their reasonings, and their senseless hearts were darkened." So it says that they did know God, and they've turned away. That's why we have evolution. That's why we have people that don't believe the Bible, and they turn away to follow their own way because they don't want to submit to their Creator. Now, this same attitude of rejecting our Creator was prevalent in the days of Noah. This is the main reason God sent the flood. Today, many choose not to believe the creation and great flood accounts because they try to understand them using the natural laws of science. However, these events were supernatural and superseded natural laws. In fact, the whole Bible is full of supernatural events we call miracles, because God is supernatural and is involved in His creation. Whenever God moves, it is supernatural. God also has created the laws of nature as well. So, whether something is supernatural or natural, everything that happens is due to God making it happen. In fact, nothing that happens does so without God working. When we understand and believe these truths, then the events of the creation and the great flood become very believable. Those who claim there is no evidence for the great flood do so by using their preconceived belief that there was no flood to begin with, and then attempt to explain away the evidence using eons of time and random chance. Moreover, the creation of the universe was one of God's greatest miracles. It was completely supernatural, and when He was done, it was a mature, fully functioning system, and had apparent age to it. Adam and Eve were created mature, along with the animals and some plants for food for them. This was also the case with the stars. They had apparent age, and as mentioned, God's creation was mature and fully functional. It did not evolve over time. Other than the creation of the universe by God Almighty and the works of Christ, there was no greater miracle recorded in the Bible than the Great Flood. It was a catastrophic event that altered the terrain, climate, and makeup of the earth. It lasted for around a year and wiped out everything that had the breath of life in its nostrils except Noah, his family, and the animals on the ark. Now, why did God send such a catastrophic flood upon the earth? Genesis 6:5-8 tells us why. It says, Then the Lord saw that the wickedness of mankind was great on the earth, and that every intent of the thoughts of their heart was only evil continually. So the Lord was sorry that he had made mankind on the earth, and he was grieved in his heart. Then the Lord said, I will wipe out mankind whom I have created from the face of the land, mankind and animals as well, and crawling things, and the birds of the sky, for I am sorry that I have made them. But Noah found favor in the eyes of the Lord. So God sent the flood because of the great wickedness of mankind upon the earth. The intent of their heart was only towards evil, except for Noah. He found favor in the eyes of the Lord. So thank you for watching this video, and may God richly bless you.